Welcome back to the channel. This is Marvin with Cam & Sean's real estate team. And boy, has time flew by so quickly. So I got my license back in 2021, and it took me 2 years to make a YouTube channel talking about real estate and how I could provide some value to anyone that's interested in buying or selling a home. So in 2023, I came out with my first video, 5 home buyer tips for that specific year. A lot has changed since then, and I decided to make another video to kind of give an update to those tips, because as time goes on, things change, homes, they evolve, laws evolve, and the way we make offers and sell your home, all of that stuff, it changes depending on the market, what's going on with the economy, and all of that. So I decided to make an updated 5 home buyer tips that could hopefully someday help you as a home buyer can use when you're purchasing a home, either in the high desert, the low desert, Orange County, basically anywhere in California. And you may have to check with your agent on this if it applies to your specific area. So the first home buyer tip I would like to make a real emphasis on is your emotions. So tip 1, try to keep your emotions in check, because when you're buying a home, it's easily you can easily get lost in the mix of the excitement, the love for the home, and just looking forward to building that future foundation for you and your family. And a lot of the times your emotions can cloud your judgment. If you're a very emotional person, I get it. I'm the same way as well. When I bought my home, I was kind of very emotional with the whole process, and I had to count on my wife to sort of keep me in check, because when paperwork starts flying through, you're just super happy that you're getting the home, you're just signing everything, agreeing to everything. You gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. Stop it immediately. Even tell your agent that you're heavily invested and that you're really happy for the sale, and be direct with your agent. Let them know that you're super happy and that hopefully they can catch anything that could kind of pull them down, and just really look at the paperwork and have them go through it very carefully with you. So that would be my first tip. Get your emotions in check. Look at the details, look at the offer, look at the paperwork disclosures, make sure everything looks good to you and that you're comfortable with it. That would be my biggest check out of all of them. So number 2, your home inspections. Over the years, in the past 5 years, what I've noticed, people tend to schedule the inspections a little later in the game. So you normally have it's usually between 10 to 17 days, depending on what you write in your contract, that you have your inspection period to end. And some people will schedule it towards the tail end, which I don't advise, because now you're rushing to get a home inspector to go out there. Your inspector is going to call out some major items for you to get a closer look at it. Now the home inspector, their job is to do a general look. They would look at everything in the home, and it's just going to be very generic. There are some things that a home inspector will definitely call out and bring to your attention. So say if it's a plumbing issue, a home inspector is not a licensed plumber. So they're going to tell you hire a plumber to take a closer look at the pipes and see what they can find. And so if you're scheduling your home inspection at the very last minute, like let's say day 8 out of 10, now you're gonna be scrambling through to find a plumber who is always, usually in my field, in my area, they're always 5 to 10 days out. So get your inspections done early as possible so that you have enough time to closely look at the details and what you're getting into. And then once you get everything compiled, your electrician, plumber, roofer, general contractor, or architect, go over those details with your agent and point out which ones you actually want to be addressed. So a lot of times buyers will focus on everything on the home inspection report. You kind of have to filter those out. All of those are cosmetic items that you can easily fix on your own and sort of customize the home to be your specific taste. But it's usually the major items that you want to look for, like the roof, the plumbing, electrician. Those are items that are very costly. And when you're in this deal and you're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars, it is super worth it to ask the seller if they can somehow hire a respective person that could fix those issues, so that when you get into a home, you're not dropping $8,000 for a brand new AC unit when that could have easily been addressed during escrow. Or they can provide you a credit so that when you do close the home, you can get that AC unit replaced. So that would be my second tip, is do your home inspections, get them done early so you have enough room and time to really go over those details. Okay, so the third is always going to be your pre-approval. And every seasoned agent, it happens to everyone, but you will encounter a buyer who is super excited to get into a home and all that jazz, and they seem to skip the most vital step, and that's getting pre-approved. And by that, I understand if you're making really good money, have solid scores, but there are certain things that an underwriter will look into your record that could potentially cause the deal to fall through. So I had a listing where a buyer had very solid scores, very solid, but in the event, he had an unknown judgment placed against him that caused his DTI to drop below a certain threshold, kind of made him not qualify for his loan. And at that point, we had no other means to move forward. So eventually we had to cancel the deal, unfortunately. So you always want to get pre-approved. That's a solid, even though it's an old tip, it's still a solid one that I will keep saying for the rest of my real estate career. Get pre-approved. Talk to a lender. That's always the big thing. Tip number 4, your final walkthrough. So a final walkthrough is towards the tail end of escrow. And what that does is you are going inside a property and you're going to verify that the property is still standing, still in the same condition that it's the first time that you saw the property. And that is the time where you just pretty much verify that the property is good and that there were no major alterations besides repairs. You know, all the furniture is still there, nothing is missing, there's no holes in the wall. If there is an issue in your final walkthrough, bring it up to the agent. The agent will contact the other agent to make sure that they fix those items before you close. So what happens is if you don't make those notes and you close the deal, well, it's already too late. You verified that the property was good, but in fact, you just skipped it and didn't attend it. And then there was something wrong with the property, like there was a missing couch that was in the contract, but it was missed. So that can cause a potential lawsuit. And so a final walkthrough is definitely a must do when you're in escrow when buying a home. Tip number 5, it kind of goes along with getting pre-approved, but it's happened to me a couple times now in the past 5 years, is keep your finances the same. So when you're in escrow, you want to make sure that your spending habits, your bill pay is all on time. You don't want to pay off big credit cards just to make your credit score look good. To an underwriter, that is a red flag. And any large deposits that you make, you just want to make sure you have a receipt and you can justify how you got those funds. Mainly, I believe underwriters will look for illegal gains, or they'll ask, where did $10,000 come from? Where did that money come from? It has to come from somewhere. So that's another big tip I want to recommend. Don't spend all your cash thinking you can pull out a HELOC loan for another property that you own for your down payment. It just doesn't work that way. You can't use a loan to pay off a down payment for a loan. That's still borrowed money. It's not yours. So that's another major red flag. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the 5 tips of 2026. I can't believe how fast time went. As an agent, coming in at 2021 near the middle-ish of the pandemic, it was such a tough time to secure home buyers. It was a seller's market. It was super crazy. Honestly, I did not feel comfortable putting in offers above asking, offers without contingencies, offers that are as is, because at the end of the day, as an agent, if you're representing the buyer and you're submitting offers above asking, no inspections and all that kind of puts you in a really tough position. And this is in the perspective of an agent, because I feel nervous for my buyers who are buying a home without getting a deeper look into their future home. So buying something sight unseen, it's a really scary thing for me personally. So I try to make sure that my clients are super comfortable with what they're getting into. But I digress on that part. 2021, now we're in 2026. As a buyer, you have so much time to shop around and look for homes and kind of look through your options carefully so you can see which home really fits your needs. And then it also gives you enough time to do research on the property. You can get more estimates for potential repairs. And then you also have room to negotiate on the deal, where that can be seller credits towards your closing costs. I think that would be another video we can do on, because there's a lot of times people talk about zero down, but they're not talking about your closing costs and what are closing costs to be exact. That would be a very good video I can get into at a later point. But overall, from 2021 through 2026, as an agent, I have ran into some crazy things that I thought would make me quit this career, but so far it only has made me stronger as a person. It's built my skin to be a lot thicker than normal, and it also puts me in a position where I'm not always rushing. Sometimes when there's an issue, you kind of have to let it rest a little, and then usually it will settle itself out, because there's always something that is overlooked. And when you give it some time for everyone else in this whole transaction process to look over the paperwork, it usually settles itself. But if it doesn't, then it gets to a point where, for me as an agent, I know where to go to get that resolved and get it pushed through. So that's my biggest takeaway in the past 5 years, is I grew thicker skin. I learned to look at contracts a lot with more of a clear picture of what to do next. Issues that come up, I learned I can really take my time with it, and usually that's the best case, because you don't want to rush into something that doesn't need to be rushed into. But overall, as a real estate agent, these home buyer tips have pretty much grew with me, and so I will continue to provide more tips as time goes on. The market's always changing, the way people make deals is always changing, and I hope this video in some way or form helps you in your journey of home buying. And if you're interested in buying a home or selling a home in the high desert area, Yucca Valley, Joshua Tree, or 29 Palms, I am a local agent. I grew up here my whole life. I did experience other places like Orange County and San Diego areas. So I'm also happy to take those areas on. But mainly my business is here in the high desert, where I have the most knowledge. So I hope this video helps. And please give me a like and a subscribe and help me grow the channel. Thank you. Peace.